live. Hello, hello. Happy Monday, everybody. No one's on the live yet with me, but happy Monday. Um, yeah, happy Monday. We're here trying to thrive on a Monday. I don't know what it is, but Mondays are just so blah. But here we are. Welcome in, welcome in. We're live today. It's so funny. I said to myself, I'm going to go live every single day. I'm going to go live every single day, every single evening. And I went live one time and then didn't return. Sorry, y'all. Life was life. And so I did not return, but I'm here today on the live. Right now, I'm watching Real Housewives of Atlanta. The episode or the season 6, which was such an iconic season. And I'm watching sometimes when I want to get like a dose of Real Housewives of Atlanta, I'll watch the reunion. Because the reunion, like, to, if you don't want to fully commit to like a season, going and watching the reunion gives you what you need. I swear. It really does. Yes, but other than that, nothing's going on today. Let's see what else. I uploaded a new YouTube video where I talk about how to attend creator events. Hey, what's up? What's up? Hi. And I'm so happy you guys are here. It's Monday. Thank you, Lord, for Monday. But I uploaded, how am I? I'm doing okay. How's your day? My day has been okay. I think I'm feeling a little bit low. I was low like last week and feeling low even today. Like, my birthday's coming up. And for me, when it comes to my birthday, I always feel like, oh, you always feel low too? Yeah, I hate it. Um, my birthday's coming up, and my birthday, I treat it like my New Year's. I treat it like my New Year's. It's like, Happy New Year, you know? And I get so self-reflecting, and I start to look at like where I'm at in life and where I thought I wish I would be, like, you guys may not know, but if you go on my YouTube channel, you will see. But my husband and I are trying for a child. And oh, thank you. Happy early birthday to me. Yeah, thank you so much. But not that. Yes. Oh my gosh, are you a Virgo? If you're a Virgo, hey, I am too. But my husband and I are trying for a child, and it's been just not going like how I thought it would. So that just makes me kind of sad about it. So with my birthday coming up, I just don't feel the happiest right now. But yeah, so I did a YouTube video about attending creator events, brand events, and why you should attend it. You're finally going to be 21 years old. Ah, thank you. I appreciate it. I haven't been 21 since mm, it's been over a decade. But I do appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that, Stephen. I hope it does. Like, I've just been struggling. Just like, it's hard when you're in a season where you just kind of feel like a lot of doors are being slammed in your face. So, whether you're trying to go out for an opportunity and you get rejected from the opportunities, you get rejected from a job, you get rejected from, trying for a child and that's not happening yet. It's just, I feel like I'm going through so much rejection right now that it sucks. It really does. And I'm trying to just be positive because I am thankful for another birthday. But at the same time, I just feel so sad in a way. Um, but it kind of ranges. Like sometimes I feel sad, sometimes I feel very hopeful and positive. But then there are things like, you can go on to your social media and the first thing you see when you open up your social media is, I don't know why this happens, but it's always something that you are desiring and praying for yourself. So one time I went onto my social media and I saw this person like announcing their second child, right? Like they're pregnant again. And it just made me go into such a spiral because, you know, we're trying and it hasn't been as easy as I thought it was gonna be. Cause I don't know about y'all, but when I was growing up, like in high school, um, what was that thing on MTV? What was that show? Uh, Teen Mom was very popular back when I was in high school. And so on Teen Mom, it just made you feel like, the girls are like 16, 15, pregnant, and got to figure something out. I know it, but yeah, don't let it spoil your birthday sometimes. Like, it does. It does. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate that. I'm trying. I really am. I'm trying to not let it spoil my birthday. But I'm just feeling like, oh. But I will listen to you and I will just try to remain grateful because I am. It's so weird. I'm so grateful. But at the same time, I just have things that I'm praying for that just haven't come to fruition yet. But yeah, so back during when I was a teen, Teen Mom was very big on MTV. And that kind of like really scared me. Like, oh my gosh, it's so easy to have a child. Like, it's so easy to get pregnant. And of course, you know, you are like scared out of your mind. Like, okay, Teen Mom scared me into not, you know, just wanting to get caught out there and being a teen mom. So now that I'm in my 30s and my husband and I are trying for a baby, it's just like a weird flip of a switch in your mind where you're like, oh, okay, like back when Teen Mom was happening, it was like, oh, it's so easy to get pregnant. So, avoid it. And now it's like, it's actually not that easy to get pregnant. I think y'all was lying, at least for me. So it's hard. Like, I'm like, Teen Mom really scared the living daylights out of us. And here I am in my 30s. Like, yes, it's Steven, the irony. It's the irony. I hit myself in the face. But it's the irony. It's so ironic. It's like when when you shouldn't do something and you're not prepared to do something, that's when things come. But then when you're prepared and you're like, okay, like, you know, like my husband and I, we got married. And after we got married, it was like we wanted to take just 1 year because we moved and we were like, we want to take a year just for it to be him and I. So we took that year, trying to discover the new city that we're living in. Um, and then we were like, okay, we're ready to like start, like for real, for real. And it's like 1 year later. Like, it's so frustrating. Um, so yeah, because of that, I'm just feeling so low about just where I thought I would be in my 30s. And as I get older, I'm like, okay, what is going on? Like, how is it going to be? And it's almost like you're grieving the timeline that you thought you would experience. And that is so hard. Grieving the timeline that you thought you were going to like experience. Like, I thought I was going to be pregnant by now. I thought I was going to have a family by now. I thought I would be a homeowner by now. I thought, you know what I mean? And it's just, here you are with it. So, because of that, my birthday, rolling around to my birthday and not being extremely happy with where I'm at in my life makes my birthday feel okay, I'm thankful for being alive. I'm thankful for another year, but can we just skip over it? Like, can we just, So, I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at right now, but I hope you guys are doing well on this Monday. Um, I'm so sorry. I meant to go live the other few days, but we had our nephew with us and we took him to like a water park and all this stuff like that. So, a miniature water park. So, it just was so crazy. And I was so tired because we had our nephew, then we had our dog nephew too. Plus, we have our dog. If you guys don't know, we have a cockapoo puppy. He's a year and 4 months, and he is just so high energy and just so, he's too funny. Right now, I gotta flip the camera. He's like looking outside. Y'all see him? That's our dog. He's looking out the window. And it was like mania in the house, which was exciting, but it was also like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired now. So I was so tired that I just was like, every time I was told myself, go live on YouTube, I like never did. I'm sorry, y'all. I gotta get better. And I have a whole calendar invite on my phone to tell myself to go live, and I never did. But anyway, I just came out with a new YouTube video where I talk about how to attend creator events. And if you're a creator or if you're not a creator and you're like, hey, I actually do want to build more community with creative people, with brands, definitely go to my YouTube channel. If you are not subscribed, subscribe, number one. Number two, go to my YouTube channel and check out that new video. I I get so many questions about how to attend uh, brand e- brand events, creator events, and I just was like, you know what? Let me do like a step by step of what I actually do. And I actually also need to do another video because I get a lot of inbound. So basically, brands will email me or DM me saying, hey, I want to invite you to an event. Can you attend? I would love for you to come to this summit. I would love for you to come to this conference. I would love for you to come to this event. And so I do get a lot of that. And I want to do another video where I talk about how I've made myself, I think at least, how I've made myself, how I've made myself um, interesting to a brand where, and stand out to a brand where they would want to DM me or text or email me asking me to attend their event. But to answer your question, Stephen, I became a creator. I grew up loving art. My parents are very big on creativity. So my mom's a writer. My dad loves music. Yay! I'm so happy you subscribed. Thank you. I promise you, I know it looks like I'm just so all over the place with my posting schedule, but I am trying to be consistent now. So you subscribed at the right time. So I appreciate you. But my parents, my dad, he plays the piano like self taught and plays for church and everything like that. So they've always been just very big on creativity, music, dance, art. We've always just been surrounded by that. So in high school, in elementary school, you know how you can dress up on like who do you want to be when you grow up? I've always wanted to be an artist. So like my mom would dress me up in my dad's big, white button-up shirt. She'd roll up my sleeves. And I was really giving Bob Ross, okay? And if you don't know who Bob Ross is, he was a famous painter. He had his own show, I think on PBS, and it's so relaxing. Like he did the best landscape type of art. And so I've always wanted to do that and be that. So when it came to being in high school, I grew up near a performing arts high school. And so you have to apply to get in. I applied and I got in, and my concentration was visual arts, which was so fun. And that's where like it just solidified even more just my love for art and whatnot. So fast forward, I graduated. I know Bob Ross from memes. Oh my gosh, I am from Asia. Oh wow, that's so cool. Hold on, let me see if my dog is eating something. Make sure he's not eating nothing. Oh, okay, he's eating a snack. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's so interesting. Yes, Bob Ross is like the best. I'm so sad he passed away, but he had like the best. He has the best memes. People use the best, create the best memes about him. But um, so I did that, and fast forward, in college, I wanted to take more of a fashion approach. So I was really into fashion illustration and things like that. So fast forward in high school, um, I decided to go that route, and I majored in fashion merchandising. So I love Legally Blonde. And I really relate to Legally Blonde even more because her major was fashion merchandising. But you also do like business classes and marketing classes and art classes and stuff like that. Hi, welcome to my live. Hello, hello. Welcome to my live. So anyway, after college, like during college, I interned a lot um, at different, like a fashion house. I was at Max Mara. I interned at um, the Knot magazine. I interned at Marie Claire magazine. And that was exciting. It was very much giving Devil Wears Prada at a certain point. And it was giving Devil Wears Prada at a certain point. But that's what I did. Hi. Hello. Hi, hi. Welcome to my live. And if you're new here, my name is Justine. My channel is called Winnie Weston because my brand is called Winnie Weston, which is named actually after my grandfather who passed away. Um, but so if you see Winnie Weston, you can call me Winnie Weston or you can call me Justine, whichever one. So fast forward, graduate, decide that I want to work at a fashion magazine because I interned every year in college at one. And I DM'd a girl who was a beauty editor at Essence Magazine. And hello, hi, God is good. Amen. God is good. We praise God over here. And so I DM'd her and I was like, hi, I would love to be an assistant, fashion assistant, da 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 da. I was crazy back then, y'all. I was sliding into DM. Oh, I still do that actually. But anyway, so I ended up moving to New York, working at Essence Magazine. And, once an Essence girl, always an Essence Magazine girl. But at the same time, y'all, there's some tea there. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot working at Essence Magazine. And at a certain point, I was like, I think it's time for me to go. One time, one of the editors, she was like, so at Essence Magazine at that time, you, when planning out the travel for editors, me as an assistant, I'd be the one who would be working with Essence Magazine travel coordinators. And so I would always tell them, the editor I was working for, I would tell them, what kind of plane position she'd want to be. So, like a seat on the plane. And I'll never forget, at that time, they were kind of cutting back on money. So I was able to get her the plane that she wanted to be on, which was JetBlue. But they had to put her on the aisle and not in next to the window. And when I tell you, that editor dug into me. Like, the text message was brutal. It was nasty. I was like, yo, this is just for a plane ride, my girl. Like, that's insane. And of course, I tried to explain to her, hey, this is why. Because they're cutting back on money, if you don't know. But Essence Magazine at that time was kind of, they were laying people off left and right. You know what I'm saying? It's actually kind of really good. Yeah, it really is crazy the opportunities you can get here. Um, Especially back then when I was starting out. Um, there were so many different opportunities. Like, magazines were really huge at that time, and or they were huge, but they were starting to kind of go away, but they were still pretty doing well. So anyway, she like gets mad at me, and I just was like, hey, again, Essence Magazine used to use a coordinator who would book the travel. But at the same time, for context, Essence Magazine was laying people off. It was crazy. So that indicates to you they don't have any coin. They don't have any money. Okay. And she just like didn't get it. It just was, she was just so about herself that it was just like, girl, you know how like, what's her name was like, Kim, people are dying. That's how it felt. But was her text valid, or was she just mad? She was really, honestly, was she mad for no reason? To me, if I explain to you, hey, the coordinator, the travel coordinator that we used, could not get you the more expensive seat, which is to sit next to the window. At that point, I think you're just now being mad for no reason. I get you being mad, but you should not have been mad at me as the assistant who is working with the coordinator. When I explained to you why the travel coordinator had to book your flight, your seat to not be a window seat because we don't have the money. And therefore, I felt like her being upset with me, especially, was just outrageous. Like, I remember feeling like, there's no way I'm going to, like, that's crazy to me. When I first started, like at Essence Magazine, when I first started, two people had been laid off when I first started. Like, two people, as I was coming in, two people were leaving. So that gives you context of like what was happening in the magazine industry, especially at that time. The magazine industry was like, if you were not the big brands like Vogue and Marie Claire and Harper's Bazaar, Oprah Magazine, The Knot, Brides, like if you were not the big ones, or if the publication who owned you did not see the value in you, unfortunately, whether they were right or wrong on it, sometimes they just did not want to invest more money into you. Like, you were out of there. Like, they were cutting your budgets. And unfortunately, at that time, Essence Magazine was owned by Time Inc. Time Inc. owned the different magazines, right? So they owned Time Magazine, they owned People Magazine, they owned People in Espanol Magazine, and they owned Entertainment Weekly, if I'm remembering correctly. They also owned, lo and behold, Essence Magazine. At the time when I started Essence Magazine, they had decided, oh, we don't find value in Essence Magazine, like keeping them on our roster. So they were pretty much like, hey, the contract is done by this certain time. When I joined, it was in that time where we knew that the contract was out, but we were still under them. So when you walked into the offices, so many people, like so many offices were cleared out because they were laying people off. It was a horrible time. And my viewpoint of working there, there were good moments, and it was great, of course, to work with people who look like you. But then there were some not so good moments because of the financial strain that Essence Magazine had. Yeah, I was unlucky with the timing. I think if I would have joined Essence Magazine 5 years before, I would have probably enjoyed my experience even more because it was like more in the height of, also at the same time, Essence Magazine, once it kind of, once Susan Taylor, who was the, I would say, most popular editor in chief of Essence Magazine, once she kind of retired and they replaced her with, you know, editor in chiefs just periodically, there was always something a little like, some people didn't like the new editor in chief, then the next editor in chief, some people didn't like that person. Like, it just became, so yeah, my timing for that was bad. Even though there were great experiences, like, just being able to be um, in the studio where you have photo shoots happening, being able to uh, pick who should be featured. I was able to do those things, which was awesome. But yeah, so I did that. And then I kind of knew I wanted to get my master's because at this time, Everybody was getting a master's. It felt like everybody was getting a master's. At that point, it felt like, oh, everybody has a bachelor's. You know, you should get a master's. And I knew I wanted to get my master's in the DMV area, the DC area, because that's where I'm originally from. So I moved back to from New York to DC, and I was trying to just figure out what school I wanted to get my master's at, and I finally picked one. But before that, I started to do more um, fellowships in like PR, and so I did that. Then eventually, just to not waste y'all's time, I eventually became a talent recruiter. And that was great. I think I found my groove and I really enjoyed the ability to recruit and bring talent into the organization that I was a part of. It was good in that regard. Um, but at a certain point, I felt like, okay, I don't really feel creative anymore. Making videos on your experiences, you can. Yeah, you know what? You're right. I really do need to. Um, and I'm gonna do that, Stephen, because you're correct about that. And I think honestly, what's been holding me back on making those videos about my experiences, I always feel like it needs to be like this super polished. Like right now on live, it's just you're on live and it doesn't matter and there's no makeup on and the lighting that I have is like my lamp. And so many times I feel like when I make videos that are long form, I just always feel like I need to have it more polished. And then it sucks because then I decide not to do it because it's not polished. And so then I don't share. Or I'll share, but I'm not constantly sharing like my experiences. And that's crazy because I do have just different experiences that sometimes people, when they hear my breakdown of my life, they're like, okay, so you lived in New York at a certain point? And I'm like, yes. And they're like, okay, so you worked in fashion at a certain point? And I'm like, yes. like, I'm like, absolutely. Like, this is, but because I don't share everything, or not everything, but because I don't share it often, I think people forget. So I'm definitely going to do that. That is like, yes, I need to start doing that. Thank you, Stephen. I have the same problem. It's not perfect. It's not worth it. Exactly. Really interesting. That I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna start trying to just be, and I do feel like people are wanting more authenticity, and I think people are wanting more like I don't need it polished. I just need to relate, and because times are hard, y'all. Times are difficult. I'm telling you, and just like not even just times are hard in the world, but there's something like mentally going on, I think, that's it's like times are hard, even that mental part where you're just overwhelmed. And so at a certain point when you're overwhelmed and you're going through, you're not thinking about was that video edited perfectly or not. You're thinking about how can I relate to somebody and how can they make me feel like I am not going crazy. And so I have to get over that part of my journey where I'm just trying to be so polished because then no one is helped. Like, like, so you're right. I really need to start my videos like this and like just be authentic. But yeah. So I decided to do that. And then at a certain point, when I was a talent recruiter, it was good. But the thing is talent recruiting for me, I think I would have liked it even more if I would have been doing it for more jobs that were creative. Like I was doing talent recruiting for event type of things. I was doing it for writing. I was doing, which was fun, but then I would also have to do it for like government things, politic things. And I just was like, ooh, this is not like what I really, uh, it's not really, my go to. So at that point, I kind of felt like I kind of want to find, I don't mind talent recruiting, but I want to find a new company to do it for. So I was looking for a job while I had the job. Because, they always say, look for a job when you got a job. Because it's even harder when you don't have a job. And so I was looking for a job while I had my talent recruiting job. And at that time, because I was a talent recruiter and going to represent the brand that I worked for, I would meet all these other different talent recruiters. Um, because we would attend the same events, we would attend NABJ, we would attend all these different events where we were trying to recruit new talent. And so I really built like a good network. And when I would try to go for jobs that they had, it's like I would get the interview and the person would speak highly of me. Like I even had people who I had recruited who went to another organization that we were kind of rivals with, and they would talk me up. So it's kind of like, okay, they're talking me up. And I knew they did because the person who would interview me would be like, oh, yeah, da da da, said that you were amazing, da da da. And I just would never get the job. And so at that time, I just was like, well, I'm going to just keep on doing what I'm doing. Like I'm not leaving my job, until I have something else. At that time, my grandfather, who my brand is named after, Winnie Weston, him and he was like my best friend. I felt like, I just felt like such a connection to him, and he felt like almost like I was his parent. I don't know why. I just felt so protective over my grandfather, and he's just so sweet. Um, and so at that time, he had Alzheimer's and he was getting just more and more sick, unfortunately. And I'll never forget, like, right before he passed, speaking with my Nana, she actually just passed away last year. But I'll never forget speaking with her and toward like that 20, late 20, like early 2020. And she had said to me, oh, he stopped eating. And I just felt like, okay, Lord. Because the whole time when he had Alzheimer's, I would pray to the Lord and be like, just keep him, you know, just give him more time. I will pray, give him more time. And at that point, when that whole situation happened, when she told me, oh, he's not eating anymore, I prayed to God. I was like on the bus going to the train to go to work. And I prayed and I said, Lord, you could have him. Thank you so much. I think they are resting in peace. I believe it. So I prayed and I said, you could have him. That was hard. It was a hard prayer for me because, again, we were like this. Like, just, oh my God. I used to call him like my baby. Um, and then, man, maybe by the end of the week, he was gone. And that was so hard. And so at that point, when you lose someone who you love, when you lose someone who you're close to, when you lose someone like that, it puts things into perspective for you. And at that point, I felt myself feeling like I need to be creative. I feel like I'm just doing the adult thing and not being creative anymore. And so I felt so stuck. And so my boyfriend at the time, who is now my husband, he bought me a sketchbook for Valentine's Day because I had been saying that. And I like got back into painting more. I got back into sketching. And before I even met him, I thought to myself, "Oh, I'm going to open up an Etsy shop and sell my, art prints." Um, but then, of course, when I started working my 9 to 5, that kind of went out the window. So finally, when that happened, I was like, okay, I'm going to start selling them. At least I'm going to start my art page. Yes, I definitely will. Oh man, I can show you guys some of my art right now. Because I do have it in my house hanging up. So let me show you guys. So this is one piece that I did, and I actually created this for Target. I did a collection with Target. And so it was sold in Target, and I loved it so much that I printed it out and put it here. And then the corresponding one is this one. And thank you. Yeah, I really love how it came out. I really do. Like the chain detail. And then her hair, I loved the detail on her hair and all of that. So they were supposed to match. So let me show you how they look from afar. But I actually created that for um, my collection that I did with Target, which was amazing when I got that opportunity. I'm actually still on Target. I have art that's being sold on a notebook, which is so fun, and I'm so thankful for it. Um, but yeah, it was just, yeah. So he so what I did was on my personal Instagram, I ended up telling people, like writing a long post, and I was like, "Oh, this is me putting it out there that I'm going to be selling my art. Like, go follow my art page, da 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 da." And I will say this: if you are wanting to do something, when not you can't always tell everybody what you're doing, because some people don't cheer you on. But I will say this: it did help me, because I do feel when I put it out there online, people kept on coming to me and saying, "Hey, when are you going to open up your Etsy shop? When are you going to?" And I was like, "Ooh, oh my gosh, okay. I actually really have to do it because I don't put it out there. So now I have to do it." So fast forward, I do that and my page starts growing. Like I went from posting the art that I would paint to then posting. I was like, hey, I kind of want to look into doing digital art. Like, I want to see what that's like. And so I bought my own iPad, and I had it engraved, and I forgot what I had engraved in the back, but I just wanted to like stamp that time in my life to just say, like, this is me taking a chance on myself and betting on myself and going forward. And so I bought that and I started creating digital art. And when I was creating digital art, I would post it on my Instagram, my Winnie Weston Instagram. Creating digital art, I will say this: creating art where you are sketching it by hand and painting it, which is what I was doing before, that's to me more difficult and more time consuming. Digital art is great because you're able to, when you make a mess or an accident, you can literally backspace. When you are creating like pen or pencil to paper, you know, art, paint to canvas, and you make a mess, that is so hard. You have to figure out how to rearrange that and how to, okay, let me put paint on this to cover it up and start new. So that's definitely more difficult. But I will say this, I've been creating digital art for maybe now 6 years because I started like in 2020. And I do miss the ability of like, if you make a mess, you just have to go with it. Digital art can sometimes confuse you and make you feel like anything can be backspaced. So there are times when I can make a mess in my real life, like doing something, and I'll want to like, I want to backspace, and I'm like, oh, I can't. This is real life. This is not digital. This is not tech. This is my real life. And so I do miss painting and just going with the flow and being free with it and knowing that it's not going to be perfect. With digital art, you can make it close to perfection. Personally, me, I do like having flaws in my digital art because it reminds me of this is in your real life without digital art. If you're painting or using a pen, that is, you know, that's going to be imperfect. And that's how life is. So I did say to myself, I actually want to get back into using paint and sketching and painting. Like, I also think that's good for like my body and my brain because when you're creating digital art, you're always looking at a screen. Like, I'm on my phone right now, I'm looking at the screen on my phone. When I'm creating my digital art, I'm looking at the screen on my iPad. So your brain, I mean, your eyes are always like looking at a screen. And I I want to take a break from that. So yeah, I want to start doing, you know, I'm sorry, y'all, not to yawn, but I want to start painting again. I just want to feel free and I just want to do something different. Um, but I do love my digital art, so I can do both. But yeah, so my Instagram page just like started to grow. And I just started to feel like, oh my gosh, okay, people are really following Winnie Weston art. This is crazy. And it's just been up since then. But like, I've had so many ups and downs though. It's not easy. It isn't. It's not easy. There are a lot of times that I've thought to myself, hey, I think I just want to go back to my art being my art and not my art being something that is always so, you know, shared to the world, or not shared to the world, but like the profit part of it. I think the profit part is what makes me feel it changes art for me. Yes, my art page is called Winnie.Weston. So Winnie, have a period in the middle, then Weston. Definitely follow me. I post my art. I post just like my life. That's another thing. When I first started my page, I just primarily posted my art. Like, you did not see me at all. And something told me to start posting myself more because I just felt like that's the way the world was starting to go. People want to see a person. They want to feel like who's the artist behind who's creating this. And I'm so happy I did because nowadays, thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, say hi to me over on Instagram. Thank you so much for subscribing too. I really appreciate that. I'm just trying to do better with YouTube. I feel like YouTube feels so daunting to me and it feels so like, ooh, I'm scared. Um, I just feel so scared with YouTube. I don't know why. I think it's what I was talking about, which is the whole thing of feeling like it needs to be perfect. But I'm realizing it doesn't have to be. I'm standing in my own way. So I'm trying to be more consistent with YouTube. And at the same time, y'all know YouTube is now like for creators who are wanting to be monetized. You have to have, starting in February, you have to have 8,000 watch hours, which is like, I can't even get 2,000. What do you mean? So, but if you are already monetized, they will grandfather you in at the regular 4,000 watch hours. Like that's all you need to make to um be monetized. So I'm trying really hard to get monetized before February so that I don't have to have my watch hours be 8,000. They can only be like 4,000. You're definitely on the right track. Thank you so much, Stephen. You have just been so nice. I tell you, I appreciate you so much. You have been so great and so encouraging. I really appreciate you. For real. Yeah, so I'm trying to put myself out there because I would really love to be monetized on YouTube and just to also like really meet that accomplishment. So I'm like, ah. So yeah, which is why I'm like, you're right. I really need to start doing more videos of just me talking about my experience because I can't let fear hold me back anymore. I really can't. I really cannot. I cannot. Golly. So yeah, I don't know. Like on my other page, I like to show just like my life. Like I feel like I feel like once you understand the artist, you understand their art. And I think before I always felt like, oh, just show your art and that's it. And then at a certain point, when I started to show more of my life, I felt like that didn't do as well as my art. And at that point, I felt like people were more looking at me like, girl, I don't care about you. I just care about your art. And that kind of threw me off because, then you almost feel like, oh, you guys don't care anything about me. You just care about what I provide you. And that was hard. So then I kind of stopped sharing my life and went back to sharing my art primarily. But then finally, I got to a place where I was like, you know what? I don't care. Whether you like my stuff or not, I'm going to be posting it because I treat my social media like a portfolio. And I had to realize that. Like, my social media is number one, is mine. You have yours, I have mine. Number two, my social media is a portfolio. So when people go and look, and brands go and look at my page, they're seeing my work. I know people go to our. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, definitely share them. Definitely share my page with them. I appreciate that so 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 very much. I really do. I really really do. But yeah, I realized like oh, my social media page is supposed to be for me, and that's also supposed to be a portfolio. And I do think sometimes when you have a business, people always feel like, well, you should just be, keep it more professional. And more professional means that, you're just showing the art. Like, no one wants to see you. And if it was up to me, y'all do what y'all want to do. But for me, if you're asking my advice, I would say in the land and in the world of AI, we are getting to a place where we're wanting to see authenticity. We're wanting to see raw. We're wanting to see a real person. And it is nice. You feel a connection when you see that, oh, this is the artist, you know? So that's why for me, I had decided I'm doing me. Okay. But of course, that comes with its challenges because it is hard when people don't support your stuff. It's hard when people don't you know, like your video that is showing more about your life. Like, it is hard, but at the same time, a lot of things are hard and we just have to push forward. And I feel like that's what I'm doing, or at least trying to do, because my art really makes up a lot of who I am. Like my life plays a huge role in the art that I create. Like, what I watch, what I listen to is so infused in the art illustrations that I create, that I just feel like, how do you understand the art if you don't know the artist? And granted, you can understand the art and not know who the artist is, but I do think there's something so even more powerful when you know who the artist is and you kind of know more about their life, and it just hits differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, it hits differently. It does. I'm trying to think of an example of that. What's an example? I mean, anything. Like, anything. Like, when you understand someone's origins, you're like, "Oh, I get why you create what you create. I get it now." I love watching A Different World. I love watching Living Single. I like watching that type of content. I also like watching rom-coms. So my art is so about that. Um yeah, so but we're coming up on the end of this live. I appreciate you guys so much, especially you, Steven. I do appreciate you for being on this live with me. And everybody's kind of come and gone on the live. I do appreciate you guys. So again, I'm working on being consistent with YouTube because I gotta push it up so I can get to this 4,000 watch hours before February. Because when February hits and I have to do 8,000 watch hours, oh my gosh. So I'm trying to get to being monetized so that when I get there, all I have to worry about is 4,000 watch hours. But um, yeah, so I'm trying to be consistent. But thank you guys so much for joining me. Let me know what you want me to cover the next time I could do a live, um, so that we can have more chit chats about life and my art, or just about what's going on in the world. I don't know. Like, I don't know, just things like where we're watching right now, or I don't know what we're listening to right now. We could talk about anything. So let me know. And also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you. Yes, join me on the next live. Oh, I received the blessings. I do. Okay. Bye, guys.